I guess I should be glad they cut off the internet. First girl I talked to on the internet, she was adopted. Like we talked and talked and talked, but at one point, I don't know. I think I wrote her a suicide email, and I don't remember. I don't know. I guess I did. I don't know. It's like I never heard from her again. I don't know why. We used to just, it's like boy, that was like before Live Messenger. There was some other text over internet program. It wasn't IRC. No, it might have been Yahoo. I don't know what it was. I can't find it now. It wasn't Skype. I couldn't remember what it was. Yeah, and the next one, some go nowhere person trapped in Chicago who had a, well, I don't know, man. She had hormone imbalance or something. Like she was always talking about getting a surgery. You know, really horrible times. And like, I don't know. Well, she finally got the surgery, but she had to walk everywhere after her mother died. Her mother had liver cancer, and like I swear I was the last person her mother talked to, and yeah, and like of course, she always freaked out. The woman, the woman, yeah, the woman's mother was fine. She was a school teacher, but I always talk to the daughter, and she was like years older than me. I was 29 and she was 40. Who knows? Uh, yeah, in fact, I met someone who I probably became more like. I still, I called her R when I was on YouTube, and she kicked people at a blog TV for me. Yeah, yeah. Uh, um, and then I guess I met somebody on YouTube. The YouTube had messages, and like somebody was like ghosting me or something. They'd send me messages. It's like, hey, let's talk. It's like it's like I tried to be a circle of friends at first, and like trying to get her to talk to Ruth, but like Microsoft was buying Skype, but not really. But Skype was becoming popular, so before Microsoft bought it. But anyway, she said she started to get angry. Like, oh, she would. That's the thing. Ruth, them R would yell at me. It's like you don't have a job and this and that and all this blah blah blah. And like I would always do my thing an hour before she would. So it's really weird the time zones. And you know, so it never worked. It never worked out. And I wish I could explain stuff in context and continuity, really, but oh boy. Yeah, so like it almost seems like I kind of I almost dumped her off for someone younger. It seems like I dumped or something. And the one I met on YouTube, we started hanging out and talking on Skype mostly all the time. And after we broke, for 6 years. So like I know it was like 2011 till 2019 or maybe longer than 6 years. Yeah, it was something she drove out here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And she had almost the same mental illnesses as I did, but I guess she really didn't come out of her shell. Like I know her mother was kind of beaten down, and it's all like the same type of things. An overbearing mother. Yeah, the weird thing was the first one, the first female I was talking to. Her father was the only one she could be around. She didn't have a father. She was like I said, she was adopted. But the person who adopted her was just a single father, I guess. But he would fly airplanes, so like he really wasn't around. And so she'd try to do independent stuff, but she didn't really learn stuff very well. Yeah, it's something. Like yeah, like I said, the second one, R was just us trapped in Chicago and stuff. Yeah, she's just walking around. taking the subway. Stuff took forever for her, and she got a job at like Think Geek or who knows. I mean, like I said, all her bones broke and stuff, and really weird. Man, I never finished the story. I should stick to each one, but I gotta get to the third one. So the third one was we talked stuff out. I thought she learned stuff, but she really didn't. When she got down here, she was kind of abusive and take advantage of stuff. So I don't know. She probably lied the whole time, just trying to be, just trying to express her feelings or something. Like if she really cared about stuff I said, it's like she spent like several years just pretending to care about stuff I said, and like nowadays, like sin or evil or godlessness or something just advanced to the point at which it seems like everybody's just telling me what they think I want to hear, and it's not like how it used to be. I remember stuff like certain people were honest because that's what they believed in, And it's not like I just yell at people for no reason. Like it's literally the factors of things that they believed in. I still challenge them on that. I still talk to people on that things. I knew these people in their 20s, and then they just got old, and like the drugs started kicking. The doctors prescribe more and more drugs, and people aren't themselves anymore. It's really horrible. Oh man, I just wanted to make a video about the hardships of all the people I met online. Like when I was on Skype, I'd sit on Skype and I'd end up in these phone calls, and like they'd be speaking 5 different languages, needing help, and I was trying to coordinate these people, and I didn't know their languages, and like. People show up out of nowhere. Like, is there a doctor? Is there a doctor? And they're moving a Skype call to Skype call, looking for a doctor in the Middle East or a doctor to counsel them on stuff, like stuff like that, like that video conversation stuff on how to heal something or something. I mean, it was something. I don't know. I should be happy they overregulated the internet because people would send me these pictures. Yeah, I guess I had a video like this before and I deleted it. But people would send me pictures of like historic news stories, like things you've never seen before. It's so gory. It was so bad. Like a bus crash where all the passengers were thrown through the windows, and like their limbs flew everywhere. I don't know if they blew them up. I don't know. That's was before. That was before all that live leak. It was before that, or Heavy R. Well, no, it wasn't before Heavy R. Heavy R was ignored. Heavy R was like one of the things like somebody an urban legend, somewhat. Heavy R was almost one of the first websites I seen way back in the '90s. And so like, yeah, it was mainly police evidence, piles of police evidence and that's another thing. People could have heard about Heavy R at first because people that worked in the first responders or people that worked in the people that helped you out, like the police or the firemen and all that. It could have started out like a compilation of that stuff. I'm not sure. Um, uh, yeah, like, I really should be happy they blocked most of this stuff out. Like you can't meet people. But the thing that everything's stuck on Google, hey, this what bothers me is that when I go on TikTok, my cookies or something follows me around, and so like I don't know, I haven't done this since 2019, but like I would see, like I used to try to collect like videos that I know would be banned, and of course like everything's deleted. Like I'm a wreck, so like if I play a game and like my graphics card was targeted, I always buy like the cheapest graphics card for the best stats. Well, that's always targeted, with all sorts of other stuff to make it break. So this time around, it was a high transfer rate. So I wanted to see what an M.2 drive was like, and I wanted the fastest M.2 to play a certain game on, and that would literally heat up and wipe the entire operating disk. So, like, yeah, stuff was always gone somehow. Like I was always stuck with one hard drive or something, and I never thought, all the years through, I never really thought that to get like those SD cards. Now that was the weirdest part. Was like I had an English teacher way back, like maybe it was '99, and he had a micro SD card and or SD card, and he's like, I paid this much for this, and he was always showing off something fancy he got from, I don't know. Yeah, he had a trip to England at some point, and he had English pounds in a bag in the classroom. That's kind of ridiculous, um, considering what that's worth compared to Americans' money. Yeah. I can't communicate nothing. I know, like it's like years and years and years, and like I want to keep it separate, and I didn't. So, it's like these videos ain't worth it to anybody.